Married.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 2, or episode 2, not necessarily week 2, of the Living Married.
We are living
married.
Antoinette, you gotta wait for me to hit the living
married.
There we go. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. See, it just takes work. That's all. It just takes work.
And we switched sides. I've just noticed that. This is the first time I've been on this side. You've been on that side. So, welcome to that.
I don't have a hat.
It's okay. So he literally ran upstairs to go get this hat. Bless your heart.
I said I was gonna.
Or bless your heart.
Yes, because.
Yes. But so we're excited. We have been thrilled about your feedback on the first episode, and it's just really fun to share and reflect about our first year of marriage.
So imperfectly perfect first year.
Our imperfect, just perfectly perfect. No, I'm just kidding.
You can't change the title.
Ew.
It's your title. You made the title. You can't change it. I guess you have creative rights. So.
We made it together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are glad that you guys enjoyed the first episode. So welcome to the second episode. Today we're going to be talking about how marriage is unscripted. Marriage is unscripted. Meaning that you can go in sort of with the plan and with things that you want to do, but somewhere in there, the plan changes.
Completely
switches
flips.
up, completely flips.
Goes completely against what you thought was a plan.
Yes. And you kind of just go with the script that God has written, which is the most amazing plan and script anyway. Because let me tell you, every time your plans are so much worse, so much lower than what God's planned. So to get into this, and we'll go back and forth and kind of just bounce back and forth about our story. But we got married on November 5th. And when we were dating, in the beginning of our dating relationship, I said that I wanted to wait 2 years to have children. Marie said 4 years or 4 or 5 years. Like, we need to get to know each other. So I'm like, we are getting to know each other now. I don't think we need 5 years to get to know each other. And by that time, because we weren't even, when you said that was actually on our 6-month dating anniversary.
How does she remember this stuff?
We went to, what's Shelley Lake or some lake in Raleigh. I think it was Shelley Lake. And we were looking out at the swans and so on and so forth. We went to Conkey, remember? And he said 5 years. I'm like, no, okay. So by the time we continued to date, we got married after we had been dating for 2 years. So when we got married, we both were on the 2-year kind of wavelength. Like, we wanted to clear up some debt that we had. We had just closed on a house when we got back from our honeymoon, and other things that we wanted to kind of do. And we did want the time of being with each other, with only each other, kind of solidifying ourselves, establishing ourselves, and those types of things.
So we said 2 years. God pretty much said 2 weeks. We were a little bit more than 2 weeks. We got married on
2 weeks. We hadn't even.
Hey. All right, so we got married on November the 5th. December the 3rd, we got pregnant. We're pretty sure we can pinpoint that specific day. I don't know if y'all really need to know that, but
Yeah, because we're also encouraging people that if you need a serious let's not get pregnant plan as a parent.
Because ours wasn't.
If that's what God has told you to do, if that's what you want to do, if you don't want to have kids in your first however long of marriage, you should be. Yeah. Because
so
go ahead.
I'm just about to go on. You were about to go on a tangent.
Yeah, I was.
Well, tangent.
Tangent. Okay, thanks for the permission. I didn't really believe in birth control at that time.
And we'll just leave that there. I mean, y'all can understand what that means. So, yeah.
For myself.
Right.
To each his own. But I just said, we want to come into the marriage. I hadn't been with anyone before we got married, and we just wanted to know each other and to be with each other and to be one, all of those things.
And we were.
Yes. And we didn't want to go that route. So we had planned to use the calendar method, which ended up, and we saved that. Yeah, I was about to say it ended up failing us, but we've
been very real on this one.
That we didn't fail. I mean, it didn't fail us. We failed it. Because that was our first night away from each other.
Okay, Anthony's all right. So so as you can see, so 11/5/16, pregnant December the 3rd. We found out the 3rd-ish. It was the 3rd. Anthony's found out a couple days before Christmas. She told me in a couple of days. So by the end of in a month and less than 2 months, our minds went not so much from each other to the babies, but there was a clear shift.
Baby.
There was a clear shift in our thought process because any parents obviously know that when you find out that you're pregnant, then you're like, okay, well, all right, so what do we need to do? What do we need to start planning for? How does this work? What does this even look like? We immediately went into what our finances look like.
We started saving
saving. I mean, our lives just shifted. It came from we're knowing each other and stuff. It went straight to the babies. It definitely wasn't the script that we planned. So I guess going with this baby thing. So then we had our first appointment early January, and we're not going to tell this entire story. What y'all need to know is they said, "Are y'all having twins?" We were like, "Nah." They were like, "I think we see 2 heartbeats in here." Then they confirmed, yeah, there are 2 heartbeats in there. And from the beginning of January, it shifted again because not only were we having 1 baby, we were coming into a new marriage, a new house, new pregnancy,
completely new,
and then
just everything.
Our first experience of pregnancy was going to be with 2. So we were completely thrown.
Unscripted. Unscripted, unexpected, and I think it became. See, this is the thing about when God authors your story, and when God always has permission to do what He wants to do because He's God. But when you allow Him to use what you're going through in your life for His glory, it becomes. While it's unexpected and while it's not what you would have originally planned, it becomes something that you enjoy. Mm-hmm. We began to embrace the 1 baby when we thought it was that, and then embracing the 2 and sharing the love and the excitement with our family, with our friends later. It became a really powerful journey. But it was very, I don't know, what was your first... We have to play that video for y'all one day. His first reaction about the pregnancy. So I had known.
I can put a little bit of it in here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll probably cut right here, and then go into the video, and then we'll come back. Okay. So it has cut.
Are we pregnant? Are we having a baby?
We're having if those 2 pregnancy tests I took were right.
You took them both.
I took them both. I took the other one this morning.
And what did it say? That you were pregnant. That's what these.
I know.
Okay, and now I think we're back from, if I did that correctly, you've seen what my reaction was when she told me we were pregnant.
So I think that because I journaled about this, and later I've read this to Maurice now, about my initial feelings. I was excited, but then I didn't know if I had missed my cycle at that time, if I would have been excited or sad or happy. It was so many emotions that were going on at that time. And then when I told him, I think his reaction was like, because we have been joking about it, the backstory of that. We have been saying, oh, I'm pregnant. And they were like, no, people, no, can't be pregnant. We had only been having sex for like a week. What?
Huh?
For like 2 weeks or something. And just the reality that God took something that was so new to us,
right,
but his plan for us had been established before the foundation of the world. And that's a beautiful thing to understand, that it's new to us, but God has always had it on his mind. It's always been his will and his desire.
And it's like, so when you get to the unscripted part and what that looks like, so if anybody...
Like these videos, unscripted.
Right. It's so funny that we were just having dinner with the family, and Mom was asking about theater, and had I done theater, and we were talking about the things that I had been in. And so in theater, if there's ever a script change, a director says, this is the new script. I think they call it like a pink page or something like that, where there's something, just a little part of it that has changed. They say, here it is, and go. And you can't really say, oh, that's not what I had planned. I already knew my lines prior to this, and I'm going to go with the lines that I already prepared. That's exactly what happened to us. We had prepared lines. There were 2 years of just being us. Then we were going to start trying, and we were going to do all of these things. And God handed us a new script. It was like, this is your script. And because we were so grounded in Christ, grounded in the Word, we were able to switch. Yeah, we were very surprised. We were like, "Oh my, this is true." But we immediately went into, this is not an accident. This is not by surprise. God already knew this, so we're surprised in the flesh. But this is His perfect will. When it was one, it's His perfect will for us to have two. When we found out to have one, when we found out it was two, we were like, "Oh, we're still in shock. We're still in shock." But this is perfect because God wanted us to have two kids. He would not have... He knew that we had only been married for a couple of months. He knows what our finances are. He knows what our situations are. He knows all of those things. Yet, He said, okay, I know all of this, and I'm still going to give you two kids because I know that you all can handle that. I know that if I gave you this script, you can go right with these lines and be okay. And that's exactly what has happened with this unscripted first year of marriage.
So we're not trying to script the next year, but we're praying that I don't even want to say it.
Yeah, just don't say it, because when it happens. Meanwhile, she's probably pregnant in this video.
What? No, I'm not. I better not be pregnant.
She's not.
Or somebody is going to have some explaining to do. Some company
is going to have to come up on some money.
But see, that's how they cover themselves. But they will never say 100%.
Right.
But and the beauty of it is that, because, as Maurice that's a beautiful illustration about the director and all of that, is that the director has the ultimate vision for what's supposed to happen. If you are if you are an actor in that play or whatever it is, you are just playing that role, but they have the oversight and the understanding of what that total vision is supposed to be. And that's how God is in our lives, and in a much greater capacity, because He can see...
That's it. Oh, no, it's gone.
The end from the beginning. And that's the beauty of embracing the plan of God for our lives. And it's been a beautiful journey.
It really has.
But and just to think, like, we came into, we were in holiness before we got married, but we essentially came into our marriage with a family. Not fully, but very shortly thereafter. And it's been beautiful.
Really
we're grateful that we were chosen for this journey, while we would have been too foolish to choose this journey ourselves. So God just had to give it to us and be like, okay, well, this is what it is. So
we want to encourage you all. So our unscripted first year resulted in twins, resulted in children, resulted in a family structure that we weren't anticipating for years. But whatever your thing is that gets thrown at you, it's thrown at you for a reason. It's thrown at you because you are able to handle it. You can do all things through Christ, which strengthen you. It's God's plan. God He hasn't messed up on a plan yet, and He surely has not started with your life, with your marriage, whatever it is.
So trust Him, because you will mess up. You have, let me tell you.
Right.
And me and you, we have messed up a plan.
Right.
So if you know that you have messed up a plan, and you know that God has not messed up a plan, just go with it. Just go with it.
If your unscripted thing is financial troubles, if it's sickness, somebody gets sick, if it's losing a job, if it's changing jobs, if it's a kid like ours, if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 kids like ours, whatever it is, your plan was whack anyway. Your plan was already, right, take it back to the 90s. Your plan was already flawed when you said, I have a plan. Mm-hmm. So when something happens that isn't your plan, you've got to then be able to discern, okay, this isn't my plan. Okay, is it God's plan, or is it trying to be a work of the enemy? And once your discernment comes and you realize it's God's plan, then you know, okay, it wasn't my plan. It's your plan, God. Let me just go ahead and go with this, because that's the best plan. Anyway,
it's the best plan, and His script is the most powerful script that it's perfect. The most powerful script that there could be, and He'll give you what to do. Rewrite. He has made, because once we found out about the pregnancy and all of that, God just began to open doors for us financially, because we were just bringing our finances together. So 2 completely new people into that. And He just began to open doors for us. Yeah. Our family immediately stepped in. We were able to figure out just a whole bunch of things that we wouldn't have even fathomed being able to do. And it was all because we agreed with what God said, and we flowed with what He says. And I thank God for my husband, because he went with God. And God told me to follow Him. The wife's supposed to follow the husband. But see, if you had decided not to follow God, I would have had to just stop following you and follow God.
And so she always goes into this, y'all. Because I'm going to follow God.
I'm going to follow God. If you choose not to follow Him, I'm going to follow Him. I would have said that, and you would have to start following me as I follow God. No, I'm just like, but we hope that you all have been inspired by this. Is just a little piece we wanted to share. So we hope that you
might come with another video this week. We don't know. We might come with another one. Just be ready. Turn your notifications on. Follow us. Put us on your notifications so that whenever we post something,
we'll be on the first.
Make us famous. Share us.
Comment, like, love,
share. Actually, share. Hit that. So write down. It's probably right here. That says share. Just share and say, listen to this, and then make your post public so that everybody in the world can see.
Yeah, because what I have learned, people don't have holy friends. And people aren't holy. So get yourself holy and get you some holy friends.
I'm glad you learned that.
Because this is about kingdom marriage. This is not about, because these reality shows that are out here are about some foolishness. How you can be foolish in your first year and last year of marriage. But this is about how you can do marriage God's way. Marriage is God's institution. Marriage is what he desires, what he has ordained, and it's the most beautiful and powerful bond that you could ever share with anybody in the earth. So we love y'all. We pray that you'll be here next week or
in a couple of days.
Or in a few days for the next segment that God gives us to share.
And we will still be living.
Married.
We are living.
Married.
And we'll just fade this on out and go into the actual thing of it.